One family in Yunlin County lived in a shack that was converted from a pigsty that leaked and was infested with rats. Eating together for them was impossible due to lack of space, and the family's daughter dreamed of a big house where her grandma could live together with them. Join us tonight as we visit the family and watch their dire situation transform into one of hope and happiness due to the intervention of a group of volunteers. Our Sunday special report.
This village hut in Yunlin County, Sihhu Township has brick walls that are draped in all manner of cloth and plastic bags. With its roof held down by bricks and old tires, it hardly looks like a home.
Normally we hang our clothes here to dry, and sometimes we sit in here. Over here is the kitchen, the washroom, and here's the room where my husband and I and our daughter sleep.
Mrs. Cheng, her husband, and their daughter lived together in this hut, which was converted from a pigsty into this long and narrow home.
Because that roof might collapse, we don't let our daughter go over there. Right now, we're using those sticks to hold it up. The rain leaks in from here. This whole area that looks darker. This area also. There are always rats running around here.
Leakage is Mrs. Cheng's biggest headache. Although canvas and plastic bags plaster the outer walls and the roof is held down by bricks and tires, the structure is far from sturdy. When there's heavy rain, water pours in from every crack and opening.
When it rains outdoors, it also rains indoors. There are at least 10 places where we have to catch the rain. In some places, the water drips in, in some, it flows in. For example, there are these 2 spots here and more behind them. Over there is a power transformer. There are leaks on all 4 sides, so we are quite worried about it.
This structure had never been intended as a home for people. Now, after being ravaged by time and the elements, the place has never looked less habitable. The long, narrow space means that aside from inside their bedroom, the family has nowhere else where they can comfortably sit together. A short time ago, Mrs. Cheng's daughter expressed a hope for a comfortable family home.
She wants to live in a large home and wants her grandma to live with us. However, with our current space issue, that's just impossible. She's always wanted the whole family to be able to gather together and talk.
Seeing her 4-year-old's depiction of her family, Mrs. Cheng is at a loss. She and her husband work odd jobs, picking up subcontractor jobs where they can. Together, they pull in 30,000 NT per month. On such an income, it is impossible to fulfill their daughter's dream. But all of this changes when a group of strangers step forward to help. It's 6 in the morning, and at the parking lot of the Township's Fuan Temple, one car after another arrives carrying volunteers. They have come here today to help make Cheng's daughter's dream come true. Taiwan Hope volunteer group chairman Yunlin and his organization have been building homes for disadvantaged families for more than 10 years now. As a successful businessman, he launched his home building project to give back to society. The volunteers he relies on live in different cities and counties. But whenever there is a family in need, they sacrifice their holidays to help out at construction sites. From each and every corner of Taiwan, they rally to his call.
家是一个传承家人之间的一个。
A home is a family legacy, and a home is where the heart is. It's where parents educate their children, and a place where a child is most content. It's the most suitable place for a child to learn. If a home's 4 walls, or its interior is unsafe, or if it leaks during rainfall or a typhoon. That will make a child worried or fearful.
天地时凉，天地大吉祥。今仔日台湾希望义工团要来完成订架一个小妹妹的愿望。
It's 7:30 in the morning, and the volunteers are on time for getting started. Although the weather is not cooperating, these 90-odd volunteers brave the rain to start building. Trudging through the mud, they get to work on the foundation. One steel beam at a time, a little girl's dream home takes shape before her eyes. With only 2 weekends to finish the task, it's a race against time.
我若照咱这个工程的进度啊吼。
If you're going by the standard time frame, if you need to build a foundation, you might need an additional month. There are going to be some delays. So we use a minimalist method, building the foundation in this raft style. The raft style is like the way you'd build a boat, or the way you'd place a piece of tofu on a plate. Its ability to withstand force and its degree of safety are relatively high. However, there is the concern it might move. For example, if there is a relatively strong earthquake, it will move. So, at the inner and outer parts of the 4 corners of the steel frame, we place tiles to strengthen it and to prevent it from moving. Then we pour in the concrete. It's really very safe.
A prefabricated house built on a raft-style foundation is sturdy and quick to build. It holds for an average of 30 years, and it can be built by this volunteer group in just 4 days. It's a large group, and there's strength in numbers. These volunteers also bring their own talents to the table.
像我本人就是铁工的专长，我会负责地基啊，整个房屋的。
Personally, my specialty is in metalworking. I'm responsible for the foundation, the design, and the structural safety. We also have people who run businesses as plumbers or electricians, and we have carpentry subcontractors. In the first week, we do the metalworking and pour the concrete. In the second week, when we need the plumbers, electricians, and carpenters, those bosses and professionals will come together to do that work.
In this environment, this atmosphere, everyone is working very hard. From zero to finish, starting from a completely empty space, everyone is working hard to see it through. I like the feeling of that.
Professionals from all over the country converge on one site to work without compensation. From 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening, they pour their energy into transforming an empty plot of land into a family's dream home.
哇，大房子有没有？那阿公可以住吗？没有，有爸爸妈妈，还有妹妹啊，还有阿嬷啊。还没升旗，就今天一天还不到一天，他已经有。
This is quite miraculous. In just a day, not even a day, you can already see a house take shape. I've always longed for a sturdy home. I really quite look forward to seeing the house when it's finished.
With the outer walls of the house complete, the volunteers' task this week is to finish the interior.
考量到那个云林吼，我们这个。
We thought about how it's hotter here in Yunlin, and it's close to the sea. The wind in the winter is very strong, so we use this imported Japanese paneling for the walls. It has 4 layers, with the outermost layer being fire and sound resistant. It also has a foam layer and a thermally insulating aluminum layer. So this house will be warm in winter and cool in summer. It will also be quiet inside during heavy rain. Houses built for disadvantaged families often are at risk of electrical fires. However, the wires we use are insulated to protect from fires in the event that they are improperly used.
Under the skilled hands of the volunteers, a 3-bedroom house slowly emerges. Behind the scenes, funding of 700,000 NT made it happen. It's a generous donation from a bank. The furniture inside came from an online donation drive organized by the volunteers. Despite their different experiences and backgrounds, the volunteers are united in the love they show for others. It's this love that's turned a dark, damp pigsty into a warm, new family home. Seeing the finished house filled with new furniture, Cheng's daughter looks about with excitement. In the future, this will be her personal space. It's the home she will grow up in.
给他一个好的成长的地方，他说真的，他心里才不会有自卑感啊。
If you give a child a place to grow up in, she won't lack self-esteem. I know this from experience. This type of situation I can relate to. Seeing a child's dream come true also puts my heart at ease.
In this home, the Chengs have a space where they can sit together as a family.
以前旧家是吃饭要很挤的区。
Before, when we were eating, we had to be in a tight space. It was impossible to converse with each other because we sat apart. Now we can eat together, talk together. We can have a fixed space to chat together in. I feel very happy. There's a warm sense of family.
In 4 days, over 2 weeks, 90 volunteers working in the rain came together to complete a mountain of a task. Now that the house is finished, where will these volunteers go next?
供应在我们一般人的印象里面，就是它会把种。
As everyone knows, dandelions spread their seeds far and wide. We hope to borrow the spirit of the dandelion by building houses for others and spreading love. Next week, we'll be in a different part of Taiwan, sharing our love and ideals.
Packing up their tools and gathering their bags, these volunteers are off to their next mission to bring hope to a new family in need.